Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building, Polo G.
Okay.
Welcome, sir.
Thanks for having me.
New
Young
album,
King.
Hall of Fame, comes out this week. Congratulations.
For sure.
You are not a morning person.
Why you say that?
I can tell already. You're not.
Oh, dang. I'm ready to go back to sleep.
What you was out last night?
No, I actually went to sleep early at like 2 in the morning.
That's early.
It's early, 2 in the morning is early, dude?
Yeah, I usually be in the studio till like 6, 5.
So they told you had to do morning radio. So it was like, man, let me get some sleep early.
Yeah.
And you was like, I still don't feel like being there.
Well, your life has changed a lot in the past 3 years.
For sure.
Yeah. Congratulations on the new house. Everybody's seen that. Just
That's crazy.
in the
Yeah,
news.
congrats on that.
Thank you, though.
How'd that make you feel, man? They put the price out there. It was like $4 million, $5 million, something like that.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, I guess it's like the level that I'm at now
Mhm.
in my career. That's what it's a reflection of at this point.
You got to change your number after a purchase like that, though. You start getting all kind of calls.
Yeah,
Probably getting them calls anyway.
for sure.
Well, really. So let's start from the beginning for people that don't know you. From Chicago. And what got you into to rapping? I heard that, it was prom time and you told your mom during prom time you didn't want to go to school anymore. You wanted to pursue music.
Yeah, it was actually I was supposed to have when I had got accepted to HBCU,
Which one?
Lincoln University.
Okay.
So I was supposed to go there, and on my first day in school, I had just went to the studio instead and stayed in Chicago because I'm like, I ain't got no money. I'm gonna be a struggling college student. I might as well pursue my rap career. But the prom was just the first time I ever had shot a solo video on my own, and from there I just want to keep doing it.
When you
did
say
your
you got
mom
accepted,
say?
was it for academics, athletics? Because you kind of tall. Like when you walked in, I was like, man, he play ball. He used to play ball or something?
I had planned to hoop down there, but I ain't get accepted for like no, you feel me, scholarship for hooping.
And what did your mom say? Because your mom she's your manager now, right? Correct?
Yeah.
And your manager back then. So what were her thoughts when you said, nah, Mom, I don't want to do this no more. I want to pursue music? Because you had an older sister that also tried music at one time too.
Yeah, like my sister, one of the real reasons that I ever started to take up music, because I seen all the attention she'd get from all our family, like where they'll put on Front Street to sing and give her a lot of attention from that.
Come here, baby. On holidays. Come in and sing that song.
Yeah. Well, it was back then. I really handle everything on my own as far as taking care of music. It was like when stuff started to get serious when I involved my OG, my mama.
Is
But
there ever
you
a
did
time?
start writing a lot younger though, right? Like when you
Yeah, probably I made my first song when I was like 9 years old.
You remember what it was?
Yeah.
What was it?
What you saying? Like the
The song.
whole
What was the song called? Like what was the
give
hook?
us a little snippet.
No, dude.
You remember that, huh?
Was you rapping over a beat or?
No, I had just made like a little freestyle because like at school, we have a little freestyle where, we have a little point in time where people just rapping in the back of the classroom or something. And then that's my go-to rap every time. And so I had it memorized like still to this day, but it's just like
What was it about?
It got to be a video out
What
there
was it
somewhere.
about?
a bunch of stuff I wasn't supposed to be rapping about at night.
Okay. Well, you from Chicago. Y'all be having to grow up fast.
Yeah.
Did you have like a little group? You know how kids when they first start rapping and other kids that is talented, y'all get together?
No, I was solo dolo.
You was solo?
Always.
So what were your influences growing up? I know I heard Ludacris was one of your influences. So what were your musical influences?
Ludacris wasn't necessarily like a music influence. That was when I was first getting into rap. That was like my favorite rapper because his videos was just so crazy. I'd be glued to the TV. But like when I got older, it was more so like Wayne, and I could say like heavily though. I just listened to Chicago rappers.
G Herbo, Dirk, Kanye, no?
Keith.
Yeah, no, Kanye, he one of the ghosts out the rap.
How'd it feel to do something with Wayne?
Crazy. I ain't gonna lie though, in the midst of actually doing the video, like it took for me to like get back home and know what I just did. I'm like, damn, I just shot a video with Wayne.
Because even artists that have been around forever still haven't gotten that. So for you to be fairly new and already get a song and a video with Wayne, that's
And then he gave me like a crazy ass verse, like it wasn't no just like half step and shit.
And Wayne don't know nobody. You know what I mean? Especially a lot of the new artists. So for him to even do that is big. Did he give you any game while y'all was together?
Nah, we was just really just kicking it, just like talking about regular shit. I seen them at Live prior to that, talking about shit like that.
And I seen your mom was excited about your Nicki Minaj verse.
Oh, for sure.
How did the
my
Nicki Minaj
grandma called me after that.
Your grandma.
Your grandma called you after that?
What'd she say?
She
She
probably
was
our
just saying
age.
she was proud of me, stuff like that. My auntie called me, my sister.
All the stuff you did, it was good. But when you got the Nicki Minaj verse,
Nicki
that's when
Minaj.
grandma said, I'm
She
proud of
snapped
you.
me for sure.
So how did that happen?
It was really me. I had like an island type vibe song, I say. And we was trying to figure out who to get on it. And I was trying to go to like a more like reggae style Jamaican artist, and somebody just told me like, oh, you should get Nicki. Feel me? And then I thought it was far-fetched though at first, and then we just pressed play on that. My somebody Sean at my label, he was pressing play on it, like pressing the issue, and then he finally made it happen because she said she liked the record. So it was really like more so genuine though in the same token.
Dope.
Man, do you feel like a rap star yet? Because you had a #1 album in the country. You're doing songs with Wayne and Nicki. Do you feel like a rap star?
Yeah, at this point.
What can I ask you? What did your mom do before all this? Because it feels like she got connections and she really knows how to get things popping. So I'm just curious, what was she doing before she was managing you guys?
Well, my mom was like always like a businesswoman. Like she used to do like property management and stuff like that. So she always had a business mind. I just ended up like putting it into her head like maybe you should do this because that's the only person I feel like I could trust in a slimy game like the music business.
I think that's dope because there is nobody you could trust like your mom. And the fact that she's supportive, because sometimes people's parents could be like, okay, you got to be realistic. And the fact that she was able to make that transition, and it seems like she's doing a great job.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you relate to the kids so much and the teens? And the reason I ask that is, you know, you ask my son who's 17 who his favorite artists are, he goes Juice WRLD and Polo G, right? And the reason I find out what's popping is I work out with him in the gym. Well, he works out and I halfway work out. But he works out, but I give him the aux and say, so how do you relate to those teens? And I see like the teens love you. Like
He's only 22.
Huh?
He's only 22.
Yeah, but still, there's still a lot of artists that's 22 that don't relate to the teens like that.
How long you been rapping?
Like it's a timeline. Like I could say I made my first video when I was 18.
Yeah. So he's still a teen himself.
No, but there's a lot of artists that are 22 and 23, 24 years old. You're 24, right?
I'm 22.
22, my bad. 22 years old. That artist is an older demographic, but the teens, the young teens, like, I mean, how do you relate to them? How do you think that transition is like?
It's really I feel like my subject matter, me trying to show that I'm relatable, because I don't really approach music like as if I'm above or I done seen everything or went through everything. I'm just saying, yeah, what I'm going through right now, you probably going through the same thing. I've been there before. And even just in our upbringing with social media playing on your psyche or your mood, I just know a lot of us going through that type of depression or whatever the case may be, and me speaking on that music, kids relate to that.
Yeah.
You know?
You dealt with a lot of loss in your life already, too.
Yeah.
To be so young. And I saw that you had spoken honestly about kicking like not using drugs anymore either.
Yeah.
So what was that like for you? Because I know sometimes that's not an easy thing to do when you're using that sometimes to numb the feelings that you might have going on and then just giving it up.
It was really just trying to have a better mindset and just not be so reliant on a momentary feeling, a temporary feeling, you feel me, just to get through or get by. And then a lot of that stemmed from me having a son, knowing that I don't want to be around him like that.
It's good that you got the self-awareness to know that, social media does impact your mood. I heard that on, what album was it? I forgot, but you were saying, you do all that for a post on the Shade Room.
Yeah. No, I say
They get excited.
a type dude get excited.
Get excited, yeah. When did you realize that social media really does impact your mood in that way?
Just paying attention to my own, just paying attention to the way that I feel on my own. Like I coming up, I was never a social media guy. It was really more so when I started wanting to rap and stuff like that. And then I was just noticing, like, if I'm binging on social media, it's like I feel like I ain't feeling like myself, or I'm feeling down. So I take them times where I ain't on social media for a week or two. And you feel me, with my career being where it's at, knowing that I got to be more active on it, I'm just more aware of how that might play on my psyche. So just giving my own self free time or airtime.
So you disconnect on purpose?
Yeah.
That's real.
How difficult was it to get off of those drugs?
Like, I'm a strong-minded person. Like, I ain't saying that, like, it was just so easy, but you feel me, for me to have been on that same type of path for so long is one thing, because I was going through what I was going through, but then it's like I'm no longer in the same space that I was back then, so I don't gotta rely on that so much. I got the means necessary to go book a flight if I want to or get away. So it's just me just paying attention to shit like that.
Was it something that your mom and your girl noticed?
What you mean?
Like, were they like concerned? You know how sometimes you can do things and it could be like just recreational, not that, or was it something where it's like, look, we gotta discuss this?
No, it didn't get to that point. It was just all me. Like, I'm just like, no, this ain't what I should be on right now.
Were you concerned that maybe your writing would change if you didn't have those drugs, or that you wouldn't be able to be such a good rapper without those drugs?
Not necessarily, because I ain't never, that wasn't the primary. Like, I got talent in me regardless. You know, and before, like I said, I've been able to make a song since I was 9 years old, so I always knew I had it in me.
And you say you feel like a rap star now. What made you start feeling like a rap star? Was it the money?
I mean, no, I can't even say money. I say me being in a lot of, like, I've been living in Cali for almost 3 years, so when I first came out there, it's like little to no people would know who I was. And then I ain't the type of person that's gonna really care about that, but it'll make me think about it, like, damn, I don't nobody know who I am. Then it's like more and more as time went on, it's like I can't walk on Rodeo now and just be the same person I was 3 years ago or on the Melrose. It's like that's them moments and situations, just being able to reach out and touch people that I knew that I was leveling up.
And it's sad because there's no guide to it, right? There's no handbook to teach you how to handle being a rap star.
Yeah, it's not. And then, like I say, I ain't really more so tapped in with nobody experienced in the rap game that's really gonna coach me or tell me, hey, this how you should go about this. It's a little one-offs here and there when I got involvement with an artist, but I ain't never been locked in with somebody. Only person, feel me, I could say was Juice at one point in time, but nobody currently that I'm tapped in with that was like, hey, this how you gotta move, you know. That's
interesting that, like, nobody, like, especially being from Chicago, that's always been such a hip-hop spot. Like, none of the older artists put their arm around you and say, yo, Polo, roll with me.
Yeah, I ain't never really had that type of guidance in the rap game from another rapper.
I know previously you had said you wasn't even that big on having guest appearances, but this album you got like all heavy hitters on there. Were there people that gave you verses that didn't make the album?
No, everybody I tapped in with, locked in with, it was like, it was all meant to be, you know? Like every single last artist, and then, you feel me, certain artists I had to stay on top of, like, hey man, I need that verse back, feel me? But it all, like, fell through the right way.
Who was the last one you got?
I think Nikki was the last one. That was like literally the last one I had to turn in. Before her, it was like Rod.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because Rod Wave don't do a lot of collabs either.
Nah.
And when did you realize that you were popping? What was that exact moment? Was it walking through the mall? Was it hearing the radio, or hearing your record on radio? What was that exact moment?
Yeah, it was Rap Star, before the Rap Star that I just recently dropped. Because it was like, it was really more so a testament of how strong my fan base is. Because I didn't make, to me, honestly, I didn't make a song that was too different than anything that I'd have made in the past. It was just the level that I'm at now. I got a stronger support system. Feel me? And a lot of people gave it that push to make it #1.
I'm glad you called it a rap star, because I get sick of rappers saying they rock stars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Party like a rock star. I'm a rock star. It's like, no, man, hip hop, rap.
For sure.
Now, clearly, we're both Capricorns, and goat season. So, do you think you have? What would you say is the Capricorn traits that you possess?
Capricorn greatness. I know a lot of Capricorns great people. That's why I named my album The GOAT. My previous album The GOAT. I just know, like, whatever I feel like we do, it's in us to be great, you know?
Yeah, we're very practical people. We work really hard, and we're very loyal.
Yeah, for sure.
So why they name you Taurus then? if you're a Capricorn.
I think that was really my grandma named my pops that, so I just got named after my pops. Now, grandma, you
So you're a junior.
Oh, okay.
You gotta like take that up. I don't know.
You never asked her? You never asked them?
She ain't never. She said it meant something like you strong or something. I
a
don't
bull.
know. Yeah.
And you had a child young, and how did that change your life?
It changed it, like, just my outlook on life. Like I say, setting a better example. It made me a little softer too.
That's good.
Like, feel me? Always thinking about my son.
Wait till you have a girl.
You didn't name your
yeah,
son
I'm-
Taurus, did you?
Huh?
You named your son Taurus too?
Nah, my son named Charlamagne.
So, what's gonna happen when you have a girl? You think?
It's gonna be the same thing. I actually want a little daughter though, like for my next child.
Listen, so talk about how your girl makes you better, because you did do the song comparing your relationship to Martin and Gina. What are some things that she does that really holds you down?
Just really.
Why you
just-
blushing, bro?
Just really being there for me in my times of needs, or just like, you feel me. I've been with her, or you feel me, since before I had bread, for real. So it's less like we've been locked in, been homies all this time, and just having that genuine type of friendship, relationship that somebody you can lean on, depend on whenever.
You can trust her because she with you for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there ever a time when the mom role clashes with the manager role?
Nah, not really, cause I don't know. We just do a good job at like separating the two, and then it's like I still hit her up on some, hey ma, how do I do this? How do I do that? That's on a personal tip. So,
But you can't get loud with your mom manager.
but I don't know. We know how to, cause we done bumped heads enough before this,
Yeah.
so we
My
know
whole life.
our limits.
Right.
We know our limits at this point.
Are you protective of your mom? Because I know people probably be trying to holler at her.
How does that work?
Nah, it's like look, cause like I be getting a little means like Polo mama, this and that. It's like I don't know. I am overprotective, but I know like I can't be like, you feel me, like she a grown woman,
Right.
But it's just like that dude gets me
But now
sometimes.
you
Yeah, that's your mama.
Somebody
Of course it would. Of course it would.
Did she be saying anything?
Not really. I ain't never really been around her. I just see it on my own and on social media. I'm like, come on, man.
That's all. You just want people to be respectful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, with everything going on in Chicago, and as big as you are in Chicago, did you feel like you had to move out of Chicago to stay safe or to stay out of the BS?
For sure, cause the climate of Chicago, like, feel me, like I could turn around and be a billionaire. I could donate to 20 million charities. I can live in Hollywood as long as I want to. But when I come back to Chicago, it's still, they thinking of it from
When you was, still in
my
the street.
roots.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
feel
yeah.
me? So it's still somebody who gonna want to hurt me, touch me. They mad because I made it out and I'm over here doing all this. So it's like I knew I had to get up out of there because that's a hateful city to an extent, like with all the stuff that go on.
Does it make it hard for you to, even want to give back?
No, not at all. Cause I love where I'm from though. Like it's a beautiful side to Chicago. It's actually almost two different places in once. You can stay downtown in Chicago and never see the crime, never see the violence. So I always have love for my city in that regard, and just that being where I come from, I'm always show love. But I know what it could be, you know.
But we also seeing too, you know, out of town don't make it safe for rappers either. You know, God bless Pop Smoke, you know, King Von.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, how do you move even living in Cali?
Just being aware of my surroundings. I be telling my homies something like, you gotta know your geography. Like any city I go in, I know, okay, it's probably bad over here, or this city ain't nothing to be played with. I don't underestimate nowhere or no man, you know.
That's why I didn't like them posting the house. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, congrats to that young man, but god damn, don't put all his business out there like that.
Yeah.
That's the tough thing about it. Now, with the pandemic, how did the pandemic affect you? Did you work more? Did you record more? Did you sit at home and do nothing? Did you spend time with the family?
Baby?
I spent a lot of time with my son for the pandemic. That's the one thing I could appreciate from it. And I worked more than I ever had worked in my career, because for my past 2 albums, I ain't make a lot of music. It was more so me selecting from a few songs. And then this time around, I was in the studio every day making a song every day. That's why I got 20 songs on my album. I would have never thought I'd be the type of artist with 20 songs on my album.
Did your writing change? Because I know before I had seen that the way that you write, like you would hear a word and then, or an idea and make a whole song based around that. But for this album, how was that process, since you said you recorded more and you have more time?
I just tried like a lot of different things. Like I go in there and freestyle, I write at home, I write to the beat in the studio, I cook up with a producer, write off a melody. I was just trying everything that I could just to get a new sound out of myself.
You excited to be performing and everything again? Because taking that break that you had to take, and it still was kind of early for you, right? Because you had been working, making a lot of noise, and then bang, the pandemic hits.
Yeah, but you were saying, like, am I excited to
to be back on the road.
Yeah, for sure, because with my album, I never got to perform. I never got to go on a tour with the GOAT. And I had went on a tour for my first project, and that was cool, but it was like at the beginning of my career, so I ain't filling out like no big arenas or whatever the case may be. This time around, I got like 3 albums worth of music plus features that popped off, so I can't wait to perform for real.
Do you realize you're a really good listener?
Why you say that?
It's because I hear how you answer questions. Like, you listen to the question and you like you don't just blurt out answers. Like, you actually listen to what is being said.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I guess so. Yeah.
It's probably from being around a lot of women.
Pay attention though.
Yeah.
It's from being around a lot of women too. I think.
You think that's what it is?
No.
What is it?
I'm a little smart though too.
That don't have nothing to do with being smart or dumb. It's just like you're a really good listener, and you only say you say less. You only say what you should say. You don't say too much.
Yeah.
This ain't court.
See?
That's what you're trying to say. This ain't court.
Right.
What about experimenting with different kinds of beats? How is that for you? And I know you have a specific sound that you like, but are you ever like, all right, I'm gonna try to move out my zone?
Yeah, because let the internet tell it I'm piano G, and all I use is a piano beat. I'm like, come on, like of course I'm gonna revert back to what got me here, but I try new stuff all the time though, and sometimes I feel like I don't never try to go too far out of my realm or out of my range. I just give it time, but I always try something new just so I can get to the people something they never heard before.
Now, you made a song called "For the Love of New York." What do you love about New York so much that you wanted to make that record?
What I love about New York is the support that I get here, because I know this was one of the big reasons my career popped off with Pop Out, and I had it with Lil TJ, a big artist in New York. So whenever I used to come out here, it'd be like I'm in Chicago, or I'll do a show out here and it's sold out. Everybody coming showing me love.
Full disclosure, my old ass thought you was from here until about maybe
a lot of people thought that.
I really thought you was from here.
A lot of people.
I had no idea. Matter of fact, when you went #1, somebody was like, "He's from Chicago." I thought, "He from Chicago?" I thought he from New York.
Yeah, a lot of people used to say that too, just out of spite. I always knew or felt the love here. So
Now explain what Cap-A-Lot is, because that's the name of your label, but people were confused with the name Cap-A-Lot.
Yeah, because the Atlanta context, like you lying. But
Lie a lot records.
Like Lie a Lot Records. Who sounds good?
But in Chicago, that mean like, you feel me? Like you ain't for none though. Basically, in a situation like you ain't gonna let nobody play with you.
And who set up your business? Because your business is set up well. You sell tons of merch, which brings millions of dollars. Your label is set up. Everything is set up the right way, and you usually don't see that for a new artist, especially a young artist. So, who handled the business to say we're gonna set this up this way? Was it your mom? Was it your team? Like who did that, or was it yourself?
It was all us collectively, and I know I came, and it'll just more so be an idea of mine. Like I feel like we should do this. I feel like we should do this, and they're like, "Come on, we already ready for you to do that." You feel me? All us thinking and on the same.
So you had a plan before you did your deal. Y'all sat down and had a plan, because most artists I don't think have plans. They're just excited to get a deal, but you had a plan.
Yeah, for sure. I always had a plan as far as signing artists, and then a lot of the artists. I mean, I say on a lot. I only got 2 artists, but the artists that I'm tapped in with, like I've been had a relationship with them for a minute, even before I had signed them. I've been tapped in with them, speaking to them every day. So I always felt like that one day I'd be able to get them that type of opportunity.
What was the relationship like with Juice WRLD?
It's a relationship like with Juice WRLD. It was just a genuine friendship. Like me and Juice didn't even like record music like that. We just kicked it every time with each other. That was just my homie.
Y'all lived around each other, or just
like 10, 15 minutes away from each other.
Wow.
So I pulled up on him like every day.
How hard is it for you to be social, and you think it's necessary in this business to really like be friends with people? Because I know, like you said, it's hard to trust people. You know, you have your mom as your manager, you have your circle of close friends and family. So do you think that as an artist you have to be sociable?
To an extent, because I know back then when I came in the game, like I didn't want to go to no parties, nothing nobody was throwing. Like I said, I didn't want to really get on songs with people. And then later on down the line, I'm like, okay, I don't necessarily need to get a song or a feature in with an artist or a network with an artist, but that would help my career get to the next level. So, and me knowing and understanding that, I just try to come out of my shell.
Do you DM people ever, or you just let the management and the label handle it?
Like, I'm more so an in-person person, so, because I know I got message requests from bigger artists that I never seen. So I really try not to go to the DM, or I'll try to go through a person and just try to see who they know, more so.
With your mom being you said a property manager before, are you investing back in Chicago?
For sure, I still have yet to buy a property in Chicago, which is something that I'm working on. But yeah, I want to do like income properties out there too.
you have no shortage of watches. Is the 2-watch thing, is that the new wave amongst the youngins? I saw, because even yesterday Icewear Vezel had on 2 watches. That's the new thing?
Yeah, for sure. I really just did this on some rapper shit though.
Really? Do you feel like as a rapper you have to wear jewelry?
It's good for like catching somebody's eye, for somebody, because people on the outside looking in to take this as like what type of level you on.
Yeah.
And they got just a few chains, little rope chain. They like, oh, he just now getting in. Nigga really got that J on. They like, oh yeah, he's somebody.
Let's check it. Let's make sure it's real. Let's make sure. Is it on, Nick?
God.
Oh.
Well, while you guys do that, let's talk about Die a Legend, right? The GOAT and Hall of Fame. I feel like you already have your next album title picked out, even though
For sure.
there's a whole plan behind this.
Yeah.
So what's that going to be?
Well, my next album title, I'm trying to see if that's confidential.
He's like,
or not.
this new album
It's
ain't come
yours.
out yet.
Ain't it dropping Friday?
Yeah, this Friday.
Yeah, this one's about to come out, but I'm saying it feels like I see the plan and the progress.
Let me check you while you're answering that question. Go ahead.
And also, with the Polo sign, did you ever get in a problem with Polo at all? Cease and desist, anything like that?
No.
Okay, that's real. The G is real. What's this, 130? What does it say?
1300.
You can't count, bro.
That's a block. Okay, that 1300 real. What else you got on them? Let me check one of these rings. Okay, what's that mean? That's the African League?
No, this for Die a Legend, my album.
Oh, Die a Legend. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
This guy right here can't read.
God damn. Let me see. All right. Okay.
This playing.
Oh, there ain't no diamonds in there.
So what is the?
He good. He good.
So next up, so you already have that planned out.
Yeah,
I
I
can
got
see
the
that
album
pattern.
name already. I just really trying to, for my next album after this, because Hall of Fame turned in, signed, sealed, and delivered. My next album after this, though, it's like I really like treating this summer like an off season. I'm trying to just really practice on a lot, like be more instrument oriented, like learning how to play a lot of different shit. So, yeah.
Is deaf something you think about?
You said, huh?
Is deaf something you think about?
Yeah, I think everybody think about death every day. You feel me? Especially come from where we come from. That's always a thought in the back of your head. And then on top of that, being a rapper, though, because it's like, that's just, I feel like in this past decade or even 5 years is when rappers died the most.
It does feel like that.
Rap. So that's always in the back of my mind. Shit. And then it's like where I live at in Cali, every day you see a car flipped over or some shit like on the E-way or something. Like, yeah, that shit always on my fucking mind.
How do you get those thoughts out though? How do you flush those negative thoughts out, those pessimistic thoughts, and think about life, think about growing old?
Just knowing what it is that I got to live for.
A lot of people think you're reincarnated. You know, I'm from South Carolina. And so, you know, Speaker Knockers was my guy. Have you seen the YouTube conspiracy theories about Polo G actually being Speaker Knockers?
I don't know where they get that shit from.
That is wild. What do you think of that when you see it?
That is crazy. I don't necessarily see the resemblance that they be saying I look like him. Because people say I look like 20 different motherfuckers. It's Chief Keef, all type of shit. I think they just saying that because I'm from Chicago with dreads, though.
But they 20-minute videos saying that you are Speaker Knockers reincarnated. Not on some like you sound like him, like you're really him. I'm like Speaker Knockers faked his death and came back as Polo G.
Yeah, I ain't even watched the video though.
Oh, I did. I got caught up. I'm not gonna lie. But YouTube, I don't know how people believe anything they see on it.
Right.
I don't get it.
What made you pick living in Cali over New York?
I'm like you living out here?
Yeah.
You like
Okay. I do like it.
You like it out here?
I do.
Oh look,
I'm from here.
I just feel like it's too.
You need a
it's
space.
too busy out here. I like to be to myself in the corner. You feel me? I'm like I say, I'm damn near antisocial. I like to stay to myself. And Cali give you that type of space.
Why not the South?
Cause I don't know. When I went to Atlanta, I feel like it's damn near just like the city, just like Chicago. So I'm like, no. Then it's like it be a lot going on in Atlanta, like a lot going on.
Now, I saw you recently tweet out one of the most important things is to evolve from what you used to be. How have you evolved?
I feel like I evolved mentally for sure. Just learning from my mistakes, a lot of trial and error.
You got a lot of people praying for you?
For sure.
So you got a spiritual foundation?
For sure. I'm a spiritual person though.
You got a routine? Like when you wake up in the morning?
Yeah, I say my positive affirmations. And that's about it.
Where do you get them from?
What you mean?
Like what you got a book? You got something
No,
on your phone?
I just made my own little notes. And then I just recite them, or I recorded a voice memo. Sometimes I just listen to them.
What was it this morning?
You saying
What was your positive affirmation this morning?
Like you want me to say one? I think a few of them just be like saying that I'm confident, I'm clear-minded, I'm in a positive, you feel me, mindset, shit like that, just to make sure that I keep them demons up off me, man.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Aside from music, are there other things that you're pursuing right now?
Yeah, I'm definitely I'm trying to get into the jewelry business. Like I've been scoping out spots in Miami, and I really had one already, but then it's like it went left. But I'm still trying to get in that.
To the jewelry business?
Yeah, I want to own my own jewelry store.
That's great. I love that. You know how much support you'll get?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got all these rivals that no motherfucker they can come through my shit.
What's the name of it?
Black Ice Jewelry.
Okay. All right, we'll support it. We'll buy some jewelry, and we have the diamond tester, so, and we see all your stuff is real, so I feel confident in that.
Well, let's get into a joint off the album. The album is out right now. Hall of Fame. What you want to hear?
You can play rap star.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Well, let's get into it now. We appreciate you for joining us.
That's right, Polo G.
Polo
Dang.
G. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.